ESPN.com's Pat Forty is with us now here on SportsCenter. Pat, what kind of an NFL quarterback will Cam Newton make?
Well, Steve, he's got certainly, the size that people look for at quarterback. Obviously has the maneuverability and escapability, the athletic ability. Arm strength is certainly not a problem. I think really the question will be more mechanics and reading defenses. He's had a very good offensive coordinator to work with, Gus Malzahn, but Gus Malzahn's offense doesn't have a lot in common with most NFL offenses. So, while the physical tools are there, I think it'll probably take some time to adjust for him. And, whether anybody's willing to spend a first-round pick on him, I'm not sure at this point.
Pat, the BCS championship game, clearly they won and it was mission accomplished, but there were moments when you wondered. He had the bad underthrow on the one play in the end zone, the big overthrow on what would have been another touchdown here. Do you worry about that from an NFL passing perspective on Cam Newton?
Yeah, he's certainly got to tighten up on NFL caliber throws. There's no doubt about it. The windows will be smaller. The defensive backs will be better. The whole schemes will be markedly different than what he's used to. So, there's a lot to like there, but there's also a lot to learn.
Pat, how much of what we saw from Cam Newton as a collegian do you think we'll see as a professional?
I don't know. It's a different game. Running quarterbacks don't have a long shelf life in the National Football League, so he's going to have to become, a pass-first guy. And he passed it very well a lot of the time, but not all the time in college. So he's going to have to change his style. There's no doubt about it to be able to be a success at the NFL level.
Obviously, it's a loss for Auburn. They lose a great player, the runaway Heisman Trophy winner. But is there a little bit of a gain for the university in separating itself from everything else that was involved with Newton this year?
That's a good question. The fact is, though, that the investigation goes on whether or not Cameron Newton is there, and they still have a lot to lose if the NCAA comes back with findings that involve Auburn in any way. They can lose a national title. He can still be stripped of a Heisman Trophy. And it really, if you think back on it, Steve, it was certainly, I would say, probably the most impactful, eventful single season any player has ever had in college, for good and for bad. He was ridiculously productive, led his team to an undefeated season in the national championship, but then was involved in certainly one of the biggest controversies in NCAA history, and it's an ongoing thing that's going to keep on dragging until we have definitive word from the NCAA that Auburn's in the clear.